We all want to feel loved and cared about, right? And yes, I believe we all deserve that, all of us. And before any of you get on the defensive and think I'm being heartless, know that this video is coming from a place of love. And if you're wondering why nobody seems to care about you, why you seem to be being ignored, left off the Christmas card list, so to speak, I may be onto something here. Now, I ain't pointing fingers, but as a great observer who's potentially even recovered from a few of these traits myself over the years, sometimes we all need a good hypothetical kick up the arse. Then I have 10 reasons why it may seem nobody gives a fuck about you. Let's do this. Number 1, we all have our own rivers of shit to swim through. Yes, that's right. Every one of us on this earth has our own lives, stresses, heartaches, and dramas. Surely we can be forgiven for trying to minimize anyone else's shit from stirring up the current we ourselves are someday swimming again. Frankly, most people, don't need yours or anyone else's added to the mix. Ask yourself if you need anybody else's piled on top of yours, and then realize that everybody else is in the same situation. And why would they risk drowning in yours when they're merely trying to keep their head above water with their own? Number 2, you think you own the monopoly on hardships. Well, that may be because you're in the thick of your own, and then it always feels hopeless. But one thing you have to remember, that everybody else is in the thick of their own too. And it is not up to you, me, or anybody else to decipher who has the largest river of woes. And as the saying goes, if we were to put our struggles into a box next to others, we'd most probably all grab back our own. This is not to minimize any of your struggles or judge your handling mechanisms, because trust me, I've had my woe is me days too. Days that, looking back, I did not handle too grandly. I lost my patience, lost my cool, and let my frustrations get the better of me. You know where that got me? Fucking nowhere. And if you're honest, it's probably gonna get you nowhere too. As much as sometimes we may find comfort rolling in the pity-party shitstorm, that is our life. But it won't get us through it. And if others put their hands out to help us, then we must be grateful, because they truly don't have to help us. Number 3, you have no empathy for others' problems. If you are someone that cares little when others are struggling, odds are your problems are not going to be given much sympathy either. And I don't mean proclaiming in a social media post how you are always there for others, putting on a show, so to speak. I mean actually caring and really being there for others. We want compassion and care, then we gotta give compassion and care. Not only when we want something, but when we want nothing too. It's about give and take, and that doesn't mean they give and we take. It means others' needs are just as important as our own. Number 4, your entitlement game is strong. Hit the like button if you know one of these people. We all know or follow at least one whiny muppet who thinks the world owes them a living, right? Those forever bitching, they do everything for others, but no one does jack for them. Even when you know this person's taken you and others for a ride more than once and wants sympathy for themselves. Well, cry me a fucking river. If you are one of these people whose entitlement runs rife, then give yourself an uppercut, because the sooner you get it through your noggin, nobody owes you, I, or anybody else a damn thing, better off you'll be. In my experience, the entitlement bandits of this world are typically the last to consider anybody else's woes or hardships, and are the last to put their hand up to help anybody else unless there's something in it for them. They're too busy trying to steal as many sympathies for themselves as they can to ever consider anyone else's needs, because they only see their own. They only see what is perceived as others failing at giving and delivering to them. Support is a two-way street and a lesson for us all. Number 5, you make others' problems about you. Are you a person that listens to hear, or are you a person that listens to cut in and make it all about you? Well, if the latter, you can give yourself a bloody uppercut too. Don't get me wrong, there are times in flowing conversation where we all resonate with what the other person is saying. But the people that cannot wait to cut in, to make every story, everyone's situation like they are the lead actor in it. Stop I mean, fucking stop. We need to stop normalizing this shittery. A time to listen and not an opportunity to reminisce or whine about our own shitstorms. It's not a pissing competition of woes. Part of being a good person is shutting up and listening when other people talk. Are you hearing me? Number 6, you are always the wronged and never the wrong. Let me call this a big red bloody flag. Whether it be a big red flag of the kind of person you need to avoid or the kind of person you need to not be. Nobody, well, not in my lifetime have I ever met one grown person who is always the victim. Of course, there are times when we, the most of us, are completely the victim of this situation or that situation. But it's pretty far-fetched to believe that any of us are always the victim. I have learned to steer clear of the blame shifters, those who blame their parents, their siblings, their boss, their peers, their co-workers, their friends, their teachers. I don't mean singularly, because sure, people can be shitty, but those who keep adding to their list of people to blame for every hardship and fail in their life. Come on, stop yanking our blasted chains. Some things are completely not our fault, but some things are. And this is life. Number 7, you refuse to take accountability. There comes a time we have to hold ourselves accountable for our own happiness. If we are surrounding ourselves with the negative, then sooner or later, we become negative. We want change, we have to make change. We want better things in life, we have to be proactive in going after them. You can't bitch and whine that you don't have everything you want in life if you are doing nothing towards getting what you want in life. It's nobody else's responsibility to give us handouts. We want more. Put simply, we have to do more. Number 8, you've bitten the hand that fed you. Don't know about you, but if I'm once bitten, I'm twice bloody shy. I put my hand out to feed people and they've bitten me hard. I've also seen these people are the first to complain that they've been used and abused by others. Sadly, these people not only twist the narrative they tell others, they also seem to believe the bullshit they tell themselves. When you bite the hand that feeds you, odds are you are never again going to be invited for supper. If you don't appreciate those who've done you right, you really have no right to complain how you feel wronged. This is you. Truth be known, it's probably you that owes these people help in their time of need, and not as your self-bias sees it. If this is the case, then maybe you should be mindful that when you bite someone, they bleed. It leaves scars, and not many will put themselves back in the lion's den to be your prey a second time. Number 9, you talk trash about people for others to see. I don't know about you, but if I see someone trash talking others for the world to see, whether it be family, friends, former friends, this typically raises alarm bells in me to give them a wide berth, especially if I'm potentially amongst that group. Of course, we don't always know the backstory and what might have come to pass to cause the bitterness and indifference. But often they who spit the venom are the one who poisoned the dynamic. We all have fallouts, we all dislike people, we all may vent privately to those we believe our friends. But what is said in private is exactly that. Private. But when you trash talk others publicly, you are not making them look like trash, you are making you look like trash. People may like your posts and you may get the odd, "Are you okay?" But trust me, most are fucking humouring you or fishing for goss. What you post about others definitely says more about you. You are someone that has a new gripe every other day. People will start to see you as the most likely root of the problem. So before you air your dirty linen and hate speech for the world to see, ask yourself whether this will make you look better or worse, because odds are it's the latter. Number 10, you think everyone misunderstands you. Maybe so, but you know what? It's nobody's job to understand you. And if you tick the behavioural box of any of these former points, it's no bloody wonder people misunderstand you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you genuinely do feel hurt, but don't understand that for every action, there is a consequence. When people are being good to you and you're putting up passive-aggressive posts or painting yourself to be a giver when others know you to be 100% a taker. When you blame, shift and deflect, people remember this shit. You cannot make people understand what does not add up or make sense. You cannot force others to feel sorry for you or love you if you're spitting hate into the wind. We've all made mistakes. We've all done things we regret. And whether consciously or unconsciously, we've all hurt others. But self-awareness and reflection is a wonderful thing. Never assume that others know you are struggling, and never assume that you know they are not. If you want others to care about you, be sure you genuinely care about others too. Because the more you show others you care about them, the more others will care about you too. Don't rush off. Be sure to check out this video next. Thanks for watching.